Hey guys, I'm Kimmy, I'm a beatboxer and I'm going to be helping you learn some new skills today.
Skills Academy.
My name is Missy and I'm in year 8.
My name is Priyon and I'm in year 8.
I've never beatboxed before and this will be my first time.
Hey guys, so the first sound that we're going to learn today is what we call the kick drum, and that's basically, on a drum kit, you know there's this big bass drum at the bottom of the drummer sort of will kick with a pedal like this, hence the kick drum. And the way that we do this is just with a letter P or a letter B like this. You just need to build up lots of pressure behind your lips and release it in a letter P or B, and it sounds like this. Can you give me a go? Okay.
Nice.
You guys. Faster? Yeah, really good, really good. You keep it up. That's really nice.
So the next really important sound is the hi-hat. This is super important. It's in pretty much every beat that you do. If you're not familiar with the drum kit, that is the cymbal that is normally on the left and goes together when you press a pedal like this. And that sound sounds like this. Can you try that for me? Awesome, that's amazing, well done. So you heard there were two different sounds there, weren't there? There was the t, which is a nice tight T, a letter T, nice tight sound. And when we open it out, it goes to a t, s, t, like that. And the other one we can do as well is ch, ch. So we could go t, ch, ts, ch, ts, ts. And we can add the kick into that. So let's give this a go. Awesome, so you've got the first two sounds absolutely perfect and bang on.
Lastly, we have the snare sound. The snare, when you've learnt it completely, which we'll go on to in a later session, sounds like this. And when anyone does it, it pretty much comes out slightly differently. So you have... So there's lots of different types of snare. The first way we're going to learn this is with a hard outward letter K sound, like... Give it a go. Let's bring this stuff in as well. Nice, very, very good. It's very important that you learn to contrast the snare from the kick and the hi-hat so you can get a real feel for all the different parts of this drum kit.
I use letters to help learn it. So you've got P, which is the kick drum, T, which is the hi-hat, and K, which is the snare.
The good thing about the snare, the kick and the hi-hat is that they all sound very different to each other, so they can really, really set some cool grooves. Even just with the hi-hat alone, when you learn rhythms in the next session, you'll learn how that different rhythms can give us different genres, for example. We've called these the basics, but these are not merely just basic sounds. These are the foundations of pretty much every genre known to man. I mean, jazz, for example, jazz or swing could be identified purely by hi-hats. Hi-hats alone. Swung hi-hats sound like tss, 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 throwing some snares. Tss, tss, tss. Techno can be just a kick and a hi-hat. Country, a slower version of the same thing. And all of these things depend on how you morph these into different rhythms, and we'll get onto rhythms in the next session. So if I even told you to go, give that a go. Yeah, if you kept doing that for a little bit. Keep it going, keep going. We could do something jazzy on top. Simple as that. You guys have just given us the bass for all of that to happen. We didn't know that you guys were going to hold it that well, and you guys were in lock with each other as well, which is very important. And we'll get onto that in later sessions. But that's how a hi-hat alone can determine a genre. So there's loads of different versions of that. You can check out all kinds of genres, drum and bass, garage, and all sorts of things, and get some really, really cool grooves going.